There's an age-old expression that goes, one bad apple can rot the whole barrel. Well, today, let me tell you about a bad apple. Yes, today's tale is taking us over to the United States of America. We're going to Nashville, Tennessee, a small place called Vergne, and this is a police story. It's a well, I wouldn't exactly, well, it is kind of a crime thing, but not in the way you think. But it is most definitely a police story. So, without further ado, let's hop on over to our good friends, our new friends, WSMV4, and they've got for us 5 Vergne officers fired amid sex investigation. See, I knew you were just waiting for me to get into it. You couldn't wait. I know what you people like out there. Not all of you, but some of you. You saw the title, you thought, oh, I'll have a piece of that. Thank you kindly. Anyway, let's read on. Vergne, Tennessee. 5 Vergne police officers were fired this week as part of an ongoing investigation into multiple sexual events between members of the department's evening shift. A city spokesman told WSMV4 3 other officers were placed on unpaid suspension under the same investigation. The investigation started on December 12th when Mayor Jason Cole reported rumours of the sexual acts to the city's Human Resources Department, according to a shocking investigative report obtained by WMSV4 through a records request. Cole said he received information from a source that Officer Meagan Hall was having intimate relationships with other members of the Vergne Police Department.
Shocking.
Those employees include Sergeant Lewis Powell, Officer Patrick Magliocco, Officer Larry Holliday, Detective Seneca Shields, and Officer Juan Lugo Perez, according to the report. That's quite it's somebody who's been keeping busy over there in Nashville. Somebody's been keeping real busy by the sounds of that. All of the men admitted to having undisclosed sexual relationships with Hall, investigative report said. It adds, Shields told city officials Hall performed oral sex on him while they were on duty inside the police department gym before returning to their desks to finish the workday. Yeah, okay. Told you it was spicy. The report also uncovered a, quote, girls gone wild type party involving multiple officers and their families in a hot tub on Vergne Police Sergeant Eric Statt's houseboat. The report says Hall's top came off and officers were drinking heavily. Hall, Lugo Perez, Powell, Shields and Sergeant Henry Ty McGowan were fired. Holiday, Magliocco and Officer Gavin Schollberl were suspended. Yeah, okay, so, right, well there, we're off and running. Now let's hop on over and get a bit more on this if we can from the New York Post. And this is Jesse O'Neill. What have you got for us, Jesse? Can we get any more? Can we get to the bottom of this? What exactly was going on? Who was doing what to who, when, how, and why? Okay, you could probably guess why, but let's try and fill in the rest of the gaps. Tennessee cops, including married female officer, fired after repeated wild sex romps, says Jesse. A small Tennessee police station has been rocked by allegations of wild sexual misconduct after a married female officer allegedly had steamy romps with 6 male officers, including illicit on-duty liaisons, according to reports. Officer Meagan Hall and her fellow officers allegedly engaged in wild sexcapades that included sending dirty pictures, taking her top off at a girl gone wild hot tub party, and even having oral sex with two officers at the Vergne, Tennessee police station. We got that from the WTB, WXYZ people. The steamy shenanigans in which Hall allegedly bragged about the size of one partner's genitals.
My, that's a big one.
And claimed to be in an open marriage, not only led Hall to be canned, but led to the firings of Sergeant Powell, Officer Juan Lugo, Sergeant Ty McGowan and Detective Seneca Shields, according to a December internal investigation. 2 other officers who allegedly had romps with Hall. She was a busy girl. Patrick Magliocco and Larry Holliday kept their jobs, but wound up suspended, according to the reports. Yeah, I know. Some of you lads out there are thinking to yourselves, working alongside a nymphomaniac, I could probably stand it. But yeah, you're thinking, no. It's more like a...
What?
Damn, boy, he's thick! Boy, that's a thick-ass boy!
But let's get back to our investigation. Back to the action, yes, the extracurricular trysts took place at hotels and parties and other officers' houses and on a boat. While Hall was also accused of performing oral sex on Powell and Shields while on duty at the police station and police gym. According to December 28 internal report, officials began to look into the swinging personal lives of the amorous officers when Laverne Mayor Jason Cole, he got a tip off that it was all kinds of romps. There was people romping again. Well, basically it was Officer Meagan Hall just keeping herself real busy with basically anybody who could walk, stand or crawl in the department. Sorry, I'm paraphrasing there. So they began to look into it and they started this investigation. When asked about the tip, Magliocco admitted to having sex with Hall on, quote, in numerous occasions. The report said there. Okay, there they are, smiling for the camera there. Not entirely sure if they're smiling now, but they were happy that day. They were probably just after doing it or just about to do it. Sorry, we don't know that. We don't know when they did it, but we do know they did it. Anyway, there they go. That's Patrick Magliocco and Meagan Hall. They are getting a community service award from the Department of 2021. No, it's not the porn. It's not the porn awards.
Are you sure about this?
No, police duty. He told investigators that Hall had told him about Powell's big black dick. We're getting into the weeds now.
That's quite big.
Okay, so she told Powell.
Impressive.
Powell's his big black. Yeah, okay. Claimed she had performed a sex act on him while the pair were on the clock. On the cock. The pair were on the. The pair were on the clock. They were on the clock. Big black. It's terrible. You see. See, this is it. You know. I'm not getting paid enough. I'm not getting paid enough for this stuff.
This needs to stop.
I have nightmares about this. Magliocco also said that he had seen Hall and Holiday kiss while watching football at a party, and said Hall had kissed his own wife, Amy, after learning they had an open marriage, according to the document. So, hold on a second. Let me read that again. Okay, so he saw Hall and Holiday kiss. Okay, fair enough. She was kissing all the lads, basically. I think she was open. It's open. It was an open door policy there. And Magliocco said Hall had kissed his own wife, Amy. His wife, Amy.
Wow.
After learning, okay, all right. So Magliocco told her, we have a bit of a kind of open marriage going, and she was straight into the wife, Amy. So she really she was a busy girl. She was. She was definitely not hiding her light under a bushel. Not content with getting round the lads. She was even starting in on the lads' wives. So that's some serious productivity there. The officer said Hall's husband saw the kiss. This is Meagan Hall, the busy girl. Her husband saw the kiss because she's married, you see. And told the officials the cuckold really wasn't on board with his wife having a threesome with the Maglioccos, but she continued having a relationship with him anyway. So the husband didn't like it, but what are you going to do? She didn't seem all that bothered. Who we got here? This is Detective Seneca Shields. He was also dismissed. Yeah, he was. I don't know. He wasn't. No, Powell was. Yeah, Powell was the talented guy. This is Officer Seneca Shields. He could be equally talented, but we don't know. It doesn't say. When questioned, Powell later denied he had a big. Okay, we'll do that again. When questioned, Powell denied that he had a sexual encounter with Hall and said everybody knows she has multiple partners. This is what Powell said, as he named Holiday and McGowan to invest. So he's ratting on the guy. He was basically, look, lads, she's basically with everybody, so, you know, why you picking on me kind of thing. You know, this is just open season here. After being caught lying about being at the gym with Hall, Powell admitted...
That's quite big.
No, he didn't admit to that. He didn't admit to that. He admitted...
Impressive.
That, you know, he admitted to the tryst. That's what he admitted to, not anything else. He admitted to the tryst during a follow-up interview. So he initially denied it, and then they kind of called him in again. He said, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, yeah. Right, I did it, she did it, we did it. Powell was then involved in a domestic disturbance with his wife, who he told investigators beat the shit out of me, adding that he would most likely lose his children. That's no fun. After the spurned woman learned of the affair, so the wife found out. Who's this? Is this him? There he is, Sergeant Lewis Powell, famed for...
My, that's a big one.
Famed for being a good-looking boy, a good-looking lad. That's what he's famous for. And, okay, so he basically, his wife bet the shit out of him. She must be a big woman. She must be a big girl. Yeah, when she found out that... Yeah, he was playing away. So obviously the wife wasn't on board with it either. Holiday admitted under questioning to having sex with Hall, quote, multiple times. And McGowan revealed that he once went to Hall's house with another female and exposed his genitals, according to the graphic report.
What the hell is even that?
This was the Mile High Club here. They were just going at it like rabbits. After initially denying having sexual relationships with Powell and Magliocco, Hall later copped to the affairs. Yeah, Hall, sorry, I couldn't see it there. This is Meagan Hall. Later copped to the affairs and also admitted having sex with Lugo at a motel after they met at the go-karts. So they just happened to bump into you and said, listen, do you want to go for a quickie? Yeah, all right. That's the kind of deal it was. That's the kind of thing, that's the kind of vibe, the kind of dynamic that was going on here. A charge that Lugo initially denied. He said, no, it wasn't me. I wasn't near her. Not me. Oh, no, I wouldn't. And then they called him in again. He said, yeah. It's all true. It's all true. Under questioning, Shields said, I have never had sex with Meagan Hall. Until admitting she had performed oral sex on him while on duty when pressed. So basically they were all getting called in and said, no, don't know anything about, don't know what you're talking about. Wasn't me. Don't even know the woman. Yeah, I kind of know her. See her in the hall every now. Meagan Hall. I see her in the building every now and again, but I wouldn't do that. And then, you know, when they were called in the second time, there she is. Yeah, busy girl. She's definitely she was ticking a lot of boxes there. You know, she was a lot more than your friendly, smiley policewoman. She had some hidden sides to her, that girl. Some hidden sides. So they were calling all the lads in. The lads said, no, don't know anything, don't know what you're talking about. And if she was at anything, it wasn't with me. And then they called him in a second time. They all said, yeah, fair enough. Magliocco also noted, go back to the article here, Magliocco also noted he had become concerned about Hall's mental health.
We're surrounded by a mental case.
And heavy drinking.
Drink!
Oh, God, it keeps getting better. And driving. Oh, it's heavy drinking and drive. The officer said Hall had once pulled the trigger on an empty gun pointed at her temple, quote, so she could hear what it sounded like.
Do I feel lucky?
And said she was suffering from mental illness. Oh, man. So she's not only like a nymphomaniac, it seems from this, all over the place. She's also a heavy drinker. Okay, great stuff. This is going well. And she's got mental health problems on top of it all. Yeah, and these people get to be police?
The fuck?
I don't want to be pulled over by somebody like that when they're having a bad day.
Emotional, damn it!
sent down for. So an oft-mentioned incident in the report was a Memorial Day party in the boathouse owned by another member of the department, to which several officers, this is one of the guys that actually wasn't fired, he must have been one of the few guys who wasn't at it. At one point during the party, a quote intoxicated Hall was reportedly being force-fed vodka by Magliocco, as you do, in the hot tub, at which time her top came off.
Nothing to see here, please.
I think her top was coming off a lot. I'd say she was more without it than she was with it, if you know what I mean. Anyway, her top came off. Another cop stopped the former officer from drinking and helped her cover up to protect her, according to the story. Who's this lad? Who's this Charlie Farley? That's Larry Holiday. He was suspended. He got off light. He was suspended. He was getting in there as well. I'm not sure about the dog. I don't know. There's no mention of it so far, but the way this is going, I don't know. Anyway, Lugo, Powell and Shields were also dismissed for violating police procedure and lying during the investigation. Well, I think they all basically lied, along with McGowan, who had been witnessed choking a HR. Lads. So, yeah, okay, well, McGowan was definitely going for a high jump. He was not only up to all this, but he was choking somebody in HR too. I don't think they allow that's frowned upon mostly these days in the workplace. Holiday, Magliocco and Patrol Officer Gavin Sherbel were suspended in connection with the probe. HR Director Andrew Patton, who authored the report and conducted the investigation, sanctioned the eight officers with various penalties for quote, sexual activity while on duty, sexual harassment, conduct unbecoming of an officer, and lying during the course of the investigation. It was further revealed that Hall and many of the male officers had shared lewd text messages and pornographic images of themselves. So it was just non-stop. It was a 24/7 program they had going. When they weren't kind of doing it with each other, they were texting each other like dirty pictures. Oh man, pornography, quote, pornography and offensive pictures in the workplace are forms of sexual harassment. These items are offensive, inappropriate, and can lead to a hostile work environment for other employees, the report said. Now, there you have it. This is I told you, it's a bad apple. I think Officer Meagan Hall, she was footloose and fancy free. She was hitting on everybody, and getting up on everybody. So it all went horribly wrong for herself, for all the lads that she was having what they call trysts and adventures with, and for her poor old husband. I'm sure it wasn't his best week ever too. He certainly didn't come out of it the right side, I'm sure, either. So nobody came out of this good. There was no mention of that dog, so I assume the dog wasn't involved. But again, I don't know. Maybe just wasn't uncovered yet. But what do you think of that? You see, I told you at the start, one bad apple can rot the whole barrel. And I think in terms of the Laverne Police Department, it was a case of one bad apple got into the barrel. And yeah, well, you see how all that went.